This is a podcast about both having autism and living with someone who has autism. My mom is Sonya, and I'm Josh, and this is Josh Has Autism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Josh Has Autism.
Hello.
Josh, I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't live with me anymore.
Yeah.
Like that should have been a drum roll before that. Yeah. Before that statement. So last Thursday night, after many hours and hours and hours of conversation leading up to that, with us moving, we thought that, and we, meaning you and I and Dad and RJ, all thought that it would be a good thing for you to move in with RJ.
Yeah.
Just to see how it goes. He has a lease where he is, that's up in March. We just guys wanted to see, it's just a perfect opportunity since he's there in this place, how you do, living away from us for the first time. And I don't know about you, but I was pretty nervous about it. Pretty, like, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Because, I have been responsible for you a lot.
That's an understatement if ever I've heard one.
Yeah. And it seems like it's a good opportunity because it doesn't hurt anything. Like,
right.
It's just it's kind of just an opportunity. While he's got this apartment, it's an opportunity for us to see how you do away from us.
Yeah.
And on your own, and how to keep track of things.
Yeah.
Now, right off the bat, you were supposed to be here at 11. And it is now 2:08. And that's because you, forgot about it?
I guess. I mean, I vaguely remember me saying that I wasn't feeling good yesterday. But I don't remember anything else about it.
Okay.
So
it's not that you forgot. You were not aware that you were supposed to be here today at 11.
Right.
Well, so I don't even know how you address anything like that then.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I wasn't doing too well yesterday.
Right. You didn't feel well.
Right. So, I guess this is just one of those things where it falls between the cracks of what can change to be better.
Falls in the cracks of what can be changed to do better. Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, there's nothing that can really be done about it that can be... how can I word it? To me, at least, it seems like there's not... It just happened. It wasn't necessarily an accident. It wasn't on purpose or anything like that. It just fell through the cracks, like I said. And so to me, it's not a thing that needs to be corrected or anything. It's just, it fell between the cracks because the circumstances, I guess.
So you didn't even hear that you were supposed to be here at 11?
I don't think so.
Okay. So it's not something that you could put on a calendar because you didn't know. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused by it. But you're right. I agree that if you're not... Dad said to you to be here at 11. I heard him say for you to be here at 11. I heard for you to say okay. I heard you say okay.
Oh, was it one of those things?
And you have to be here at 11 to do the podcast with Mom.
Oh.
Okay. What do you mean one of those things? Because it's an okay thing, right?
Right. That's what I'm thinking, but it...
So explain to everybody that's listening what your okay thing is.
Acknowledgement of what is said. is what I'm saying, not necessarily agreeing to it. That's typically what no K means.
Agreeing to it.
No.
Acknowledging it.
Acknowledging it.
With you or anybody?
With me.
Okay.
I understand that outside of me, it's usually the opposite.
Yes. Yes, to the rest of the free world. That's what it means. Yes. So that is very frustrating. It's something that we've dealt with for a long time.
Mm.
So if you hear somebody say something like that, like, okay, we have a podcast, you don't feel well today, we're going to do it today, you don't feel well today, tomorrow, be here at 11. Okay. That sounds like an agreement.
It does.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting here at 11, ready to go.
Yeah.
Steam starts shooting out of my ears because,
Yeah.
I planned my day for that.
Yeah.
And so I was relying on you, to be here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Well, thank you for that. What can you do to make sure that those things...
I can immediately write them down and set an alarm for things.
But if you don't think it's an agreement...
See, I don't know if that's what happened this time or not, because I don't remember it. I really don't.
You don't remember the conversation?
No. I remember vaguely saying that I didn't feel good today, or that was yesterday, but I was saying it for then.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember anything else about the conversation.
So Dad called you.
Okay, I was just about to say, I don't even remember who called who.
Yeah. Dad called you, and were you sleeping?
I don't know. What time was it?
I don't know. It was afternoon because...
Then I was awake.
He was working from home yesterday, and during his lunch break, we took Oliver and Einstein out for a walk.
Okay.
And he called you when we were out on the walk.
Okay.
The
last few days, I've been waking up around 12:30, even with my alarm going off.
Okay.
I think that's due to the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just so exhausted by the time I fall asleep that I just don't wake up.
So you started to take a new medicine.
Yes.
This medicine is called... Prozac. I don't know why I always want to say Paxil. I have to think about what I'm saying when I say for some reason. I don't know why. So Prozac, it's a new medication for you. Mm-hmm. It's not a new medication.
It's just
been around
new for
a long
me.
time, but based on your gene testing and that was done, and the on the advice of your doctor, that's what you're on now. And even though you say that your depression is better since you had that other therapy,
right?
This medicine helps with OCD and anxiety, which is something that you deal with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As well as depression.
Right. Yeah. So that's why she thought it would be a good one. The last one you're on made you sick. This one doesn't make you sick?
No.
Okay. But it makes you tired?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I take it at night.
Okay. So maybe bump it up. As long as you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Maybe bump it up by an hour to start with.
I've been taking it around 6:30.
Well, bump it up.
Okay.
Because it shouldn't be keeping you up. And if it is keeping you up, I mean, it shouldn't... It's weird, because if the medicine makes you tired, why are you not... What time are you going to sleep?
10:30. Yeah.
You never go to bed at 10:30.
I know. I know. That's why it's so weird, because I'm going to bed and falling asleep right around 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm waking up around noon.
Okay. So this is one of the things that I'm just going to have to learn to deal with as long as you're over there living with RJ.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the kind of stuff that I would keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
I would, keep track. When do you take the medicine? How does it make you feel? When do you start getting tired?
Right.
And
it's usually about 3 or 4 hours after I take it, and I start getting real tired.
it should not we might have to revisit the dosage
Mm.
because if you're not functioning until 12:30 or waking up until 12:30, that's too late.
Mm.
You know.
Like you said, I could try taking it earlier than that, like 4:30 or so.
Yeah. So this podcast was supposed to be about you moving out. We went in different directions, but they're all still part of it because there's a lot of emotions about you living there and not with us. I think for both of us, I think we both have makes us happy because we're kind of trying something new. So it feels like this new kind of freedom.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a little bit nerve-wracking because I'm over here. I've taken care of you for 33 years. I don't know what to do. It just feels kind of, well, if I take that back, I do know what to do. Not living with you.
Yeah. I find it funny that you say you've taken care of me 33 years when I'm 32 years old.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in my belly.
Yeah.
That's
why I find it funny.
That's so funny. That's so funny. So I guess I've been married 33 years instead of 34.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I gained a year.
It'll be 34 in August.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I do worry about you. I've always worried about you. Mm-hmm. I think if you're a mom, you worry about your kids.
Yeah.
But this felt like the right timing, the right opportunity. RJ's your best friend, so it kind of made sense for you to go over there. He had a place already.
Yeah.
And so it made sense. But so I have some questions about it for you. First of all, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, actually.
Except for sleeping till 12:30.
Yeah. But with that said, RJ isn't there during the weekdays because he works. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I wake up, I take my medicine, brush my teeth sometimes. Sometimes I'll eat breakfast, sometimes I'll eat lunch. So if it's after like 10:30, I won't eat breakfast and I'll wait till lunch.
I don't know if anybody else on the spectrum does what you do, so just talk about that for like 30 seconds here. This thing about timing. Like your meal is totally based on the clock.
It is. It is.
Not what you feel like having, but what's on the clock.
Yeah. If I'm up in the morning, I'll eat breakfast. Up until it's around 10:30 or so. Mm-hmm. Sometimes even 10 o'clock. And at that point, I'll either hold off for lunch, or if it's like 10:30, I'll wait till 11 and eat lunch. And the latest I'll eat lunch is like 2 o'clock. But even that's pushing it. That's really pushing it.
I think that's only if there's something interfering with you being able to eat.
Yes, that's what I mean.
But what I'm saying is that you have this, and I think you're being very liberal when you give yourself a couple hour time frame there.
Yeah, because I like to eat at 12.
At 12.
Yes.
And I've seen you eat breakfast at 10:30, but because it's 12, you're going to eat lunch at 12. Yes. And I would say to you, you just ate, and you say, but it's lunchtime.
Yes.
So you have to. So you saying like until 2.
That's like you said, with extenuating circumstances.
Only if you're forced to.
Yes.
Like let's say you're in a meeting, or you have an appointment.
Yes. And
your appointment goes long, and but as soon as that appointment's done, that's the first thing you have to do is eat.
Yes.
Because you're trying to get as close to 12 o'clock as you can.
Yes.
So, lunchtime is a very definitive. It's not about what you eat, it's when you eat.
Yes.
So you have to eat at 12 o'clock. Even if, it doesn't, you're at home, you can eat when you want to eat.
Yeah.
But there's that kind of
timing
that is important to you.
Yes.
So, what about dinner?
Dinner I like to eat around 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Typically around 5. but since living with RJ,
Mm-hmm.
he usually gets off around 5. So I wait for him.
Okay.
So that we can have, like, share, like, a meal together.
Okay. Do you?
Yeah.
So you eat dinner together?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually have a few meals planned out already for the next few days.
Okay.
And already have the food for it and everything.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And how do you guys decide who does dishes?
We just do 'em. We clean up our own dishes. So far, it hasn't really come up for pots and pans. Because, I mean, we've only cooked something in a pot and pan once. And...
What do you cook and stuff in the oven, like on a cookie sheet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or in the air fryer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that has to be washed.
Yeah.
Have you washed it yet?
No. We only did that once. And that was last night.
Okay. So he did it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if he cleaned that out or not.
Okay.
So whenever I get back, I'll check on that and clean it if it needs cleaned.
Okay. And what I'm getting at is that when you first... Well, this was only been since Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very new.
Mm-hmm.
It's brand new. So today is Wednesday. So it's not been almost a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I had asked you and let you know that I could get you a life skills coach, which is something we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you kind of wanted to wait on that. How come?
Well, I just want to try this out on my own before someone else has to come in on my behalf. I want to be able to try and do this on my own. If it doesn't work, then they can come in. Yeah, I'll be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But just having them come in doesn't seem like it's giving me a chance. Does that make sense?
So yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess a question that I have is that, what we were just talking about is a good example. That when you cook, those dishes need to be washed because of a couple things.
Yeah.
You know, it can
stink up the house. It can grow mold or something like that if it's not. It can bring bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. And so it's pretty important that all the dishes are washed afterwards.
Yeah.
So if you didn't check last night, so you don't know if it's done because you didn't check. You washed your plate, it sounds like.
Yeah, and put it in the dishwasher.
And put it in the dishwasher, and then you were done.
Yeah.
So somebody that can help you with life skills would help you to come up with a way to remember to check. Remember to have that conversation with RJ. Who's got dishes tonight? You know?
Yeah, okay.
And
are you asking me or?
No, I'm saying to you that...
Oh, check with them. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying for you to get things, to stay on track and to get things done that need to get done, that's what life skills are, essentially. For you, because you joke about not brushing your teeth, which makes me grit mine.
Yeah.
And so... those are the kind of things that are super important. And when we lived together, it was a point of contention. It really was, me reminding you and prompting and redirecting for you to get things done.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that you and I, because we talked about this a lot, and Dad was in support of this, that the reason that you would go ahead and make this this move with RJ for a trial run here, is because it feels like it's time. It feels like if we don't take advantage of it when it's right here, when will you have this opportunity again?
Right.
And so really nothing is hurt by doing it, but I think that it's not, like, if I don't ever come over there, if I don't ever have to see it,
Yeah.
You know, it's probably easier.
Probably the most difficult part of it right now
Yeah.
is realizing the laundry's finished because it doesn't buzz. The washer and dryer do not buzz; they just stop.
There's no adjustment on it?
Nope.
Okay. Why don't you set a timer on your phone?
Because it doesn't follow a timer. It may say 60 on it, but it varies in how much time it takes.
What I'm saying, even if it took 45, if your timer went off at 60,
Oh, I see what you mean.
then you go back an hour, hour after you've put it in.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
And then you do the same thing when you put the stuff in the dryer.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you actually have to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what trips you up sometimes.
It honestly did not even occur to me to set an alarm for that. Simply because in my mind, there's too much of a variation in the times that it could take. But you're saying take an hour and just do it, and that makes more sense. Mm-hmm. And it just never occurred to me to try and do that.
Because you were feeling like
I have to do it whenever it ends.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's more important that you get the clothes out of the dryer.
Yeah.
As soon as they're dry, as soon as it stops.
Yeah.
So that you can fold them while they're still dry and fresh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just going to get wrinkled.
Right.
But the washing machine, you can set an hour if that works for you. Something for you. It's not. It's not about what time the washing machine says. It's something for you, so that it prompts you to go do this.
Right.
Because this is what we need to. What we've always done is that I've been your prompter.
Yeah.
And so I'm not your prompter anymore. So there's things that you can do to, stay on track on your own, which is what a life skills person will do. Will help you kind of come up with ideas and ways of doing it. We did look some sheets up, so that you can stay on track. But so you wanted to try this on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't want... How long do you think you're going to try it on your own?
A month and a half, 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you going to know if it's working or not?
Well, I mean, it's a trial run, so...
Right. And I didn't... You gave me a look. I didn't mean that like a condescending kind of question. How are you going to... No. What I mean is that staying on task has not been your forte.
Right.
So now that you are responsible for yourself, there's just you. Until if you don't do something long enough and RJ gets grossed out and tells you about it. But what kind of things... Have you done anything to help yourself stay on track? So clearly you're taking your medicine on time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's something that you've done...
Years.
You've done an excellent job at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where I forget about it and then it gets all jumbled up and stuff in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mainly, once I stepped back, and by recommendations from the doctors to step back and let you be in charge of this, we would use the little boxes of the days of the week.
Yeah.
So I would be able to go behind you and make sure, see that you did take it.
Yeah.
See what you missed, But now you're on your own doing all that.
Yes.
And have you taken it every time?
Yes.
Okay. Good. And how are you feeling? Like, you got this new... I know, you're like, how are you feeling about this? Now, how are you feeling? Like, you're over there by yourself and you started a new medicine.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. The way it was explained to me by the pharmacist, the medicine itself will not... Like, the antidepressant part of it will not kick in for about a week.
Okay.
And from when I start taking it.
Okay.
And I think I've been taking it... How long? A week?
At least. I think it's probably a week and a half.
Okay. So it has been feeling pretty good. And going back to the depression part of it, though, the last time, or one of the last times that I talked with I forget what her position is called.
Your psychiatrist?
Yes, thank you. One of the last times that we were talking about depression, she said that the way that I had been feeling was very much indicative of depression.
Correct.
But that it was, for me personally, it felt very different than the depression that I've been used to. So that threw me for a loop. I was actually very resistant to that idea.
Right. Because you're like, I'm not depressed. We're like, then why don't you get up? Why are you not doing anything that used to interest you. You're laying around. You're sleeping all the time. You're not, engaged. You're not moving forward. Yeah. So I see what you're saying. And we attribute the depression feeling different, like I said, to the therapy that you had, the TMS.
Yes.
Transmagnetic. I don't know. I don't know. What is
transcranial magnetic
stimulation.
That's it.
Yep. So something has definitely changed. So it doesn't feel as heavy to you personally. When we look at you, it looked the same.
Right.
Like we couldn't tell the difference. It looked the same.
Right.
But
it felt very, very different.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was almost heavy originally.
Right.
And whenever TMS therapy started, it really negated that heaviness and really made me feel better. So now, with this medication and everything, I'm not really noticing any depression.
Oh, good.
The only thing that's really not bugging me per se, but is noticeable is just the side effect of the medicine, which is drowsiness.
Right. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, we need to talk to her and see if you need to come down on the milligrams.
Right.
Possibly.
Right.
But in regards to you living on your own, until now, you've relied on me for prompting and redirecting in order to stay on task. So, have you done anything yet to keep you on task?
I mean, it's not so much a written down thing or anything like that.
So no?
No. It's not a no per se. Because I have been doing stuff around the house. I have been cleaning up. I have been taking care of my stuff.
Does it feel different?
Maybe a little. But at the same time, it's also kind of hard to pinpoint.
Okay. Well, again, it's been a week. It's been almost a week here, so.
Yeah.
It. Do you like so far? Do you not like not living with us?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I miss you guys.
Well, you come over a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
But I do miss you guys.
Yeah, I get that. I like seeing you, like having you around. Yeah, but
another thing that might be lending itself towards me sleeping so much is that it doesn't get bright in my room until afternoon. Whereas the room that I was in at your house, not the new house, but the apartment, had sun coming in first thing.
Right. Oh, you're on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the other side of the building.
Okay.
So it's like, so that might also have an impact on why I'm staying asleep so long, is because I'm so used to the sun coming in right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, do you feel the need to get up? I mean, I guess that's the thing too, and that's a concern that I have, is that if you're not doing anything, you get to a point, and I think a lot of people feel this with COVID and not being able to do much, is that we get up, you set your alarm to get up, and like, well, now what?
Yeah.
And so it's important that I think anyway, that you come up with things to do, like exercise, and which I'm always trying to get you to do that.
Well, I would like to point out that whenever RJ gets up for work, I have it so that now he just puts the pups on my bed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because otherwise Nellie's going to be there crying at the door, and then if I don't pick her up and put her on the bed, then she's going to be crying to get on the bed. Mm-hmm. So.
And so, does he feed the dogs before he goes?
Yes.
And do you ever take the pups out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You ever thought about taking them for a walk?
No.
They would probably like that. Especially Weasley.
Oh my gosh, Weasley would love that.
Yeah.
He'd also be a pain in the butt, but yeah.
He's pretty good. He doesn't pull very much. He's pretty good.
Have you walked Weasley before?
Yeah. I guess I'm just thinking about Stella, who's this beast of a dog who about drags me down the stairs. But I think it would just be good for all of you if you were to do that. But
yeah.
So far, there's nothing really concrete that you've put in place to keep you on task. I'm talking about life skills. I'm talking about brushing your teeth, taking a shower, cleaning your bathroom, doing your laundry.
I have been doing my laundry every other day or so.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic.
I always double check with RJ to see, hey, are you doing laundry today? Mm-hmm. And if he isn't, I'll put some in. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes he or I will forget their stuff in the dryer or something like that. So, so then we'll be doing laundry and we're like, you have your stuff in the dryer.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys are doing really well so far. What have you done that's working? Like you feel like, yeah, this is working. I got this.
Laundry for one, which is a big difference in upstairs.
Right. And upstairs. You mean when living with me?
Yes.
It's a big difference than living with me.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was just
yeah, that was a hassle.
We'd have to come say, man, your stench is wafted into the hallway. You got to do it. Take care of it. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? What changed? You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it's just me having to step up and do stuff.
Yeah. I think that was the big reason why we all thought that this was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that could happen is it doesn't work.
Right.
But the best thing that could happen is it does.
Yeah.
And then that opens up all kind of things.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. So how did you prepare for the move?
I'm still moving in, really. But how did I prepare for it, though?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Because you participated. Mm-hmm. We didn't, let me just make, on the record, we didn't kick you out.
Right.
But we were definitely in support of you doing that rather than you coming
moving
with us.
With you guys, yes.
Yeah. Just like, again, because it was there, it was available, it was an option.
Right.
And
I think part of the issue I was having, because there was an issue I was having, and that is that the issue was that I wasn't even listening to it, really. Like, I wasn't preparing for it. Because for the longest time, we didn't even know when you'd be moving. You know? And so because...
So we got the closing date and everything.
Right. And then after that, it was just like, well, you would ask me, well, when do you want to move?
Well, we had, yes.
And it just would never... I'm sorry for cutting you off,
no.
but I'd rather get my thought out real quick.
Sure.
So, whenever it would come up, it just wouldn't connect in my head that it needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you about that, but just so that people understand what happened. When we moved up here from Florida, we ended up in the same apartment complex as his sister Bug and her husband RJ, and we lived on the 3rd floor. They lived on the 2nd floor.
Yes.
And so we moved into this house. We bought this house, and we still have a lease at the apartment complex. Mm-hmm. So we're still paying for that apartment until February 13th.
Yeah.
So some of our stuff is still there. Some of your stuff is still there. It's not like it's been this mad rush to get over here, which is a good thing.
Right.
So that's what you mean by... So what was happening is we were there and we were like, when do you want to go down there? When do you want to move? And you were kind of not really giving it, answers as to when you wanted to do it. And then I gave you notice, because I always give you notice about everything. Mm-hmm. And I said the date that we're going to move out is coming up, mm-hmm. and you're going to need to go down there, and why don't you pack your stuff? Well, what happened was it came time for you to go down there, and nothing was done, and you went, it came as a surprise. Yeah. Like I didn't really think about it getting closer and closer.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you about that. Mm-hmm. If you're given a definitive timeline, so because at one point there was a time saying, it's time to go. Well, let's just say even if it was that day, the next day, or the day after that, what was stopping you from preparing for the move?
The fact that another option was to stay in the apartment up there.
By yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
And what really finally got me going, mm-hmm. was RJ asking me point blank, "Are you going to move in with me?" Mm-hmm. And I started to say something like, "Well, I still don't really know." He said, "Wait, no, I'm asking you yes or no."
Okay. Right. So it was very definitive.
Yes.
What's funny is that I had asked you those same kinds of questions, mm-hmm. and I think that it's really pretty cool that, maybe we've just gotten to a point where, you are wanting to do things on your own. Mm-hmm. You are wanting, and him saying something, you're going to be, it sounds like in this case anyway, it was like clicked all of a sudden. Yeah. He said, "Yeah, are you going to move in with me?" It clicked when we had been talking about it for a month.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah. Because we'd talked about a month,
mm-hmm.
because closing takes about, what was our closing? About 45 days, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So you knew that it was coming up, but and you knew a date too. Mm-hmm. But that didn't mean anything to you?
No, not really.
Why is that? Because you say something all the time that's really different than the way that I process. So I'd love to hear how this works for you. How is it that sometimes you'll say, "Oh, I didn't seem real"?
It didn't seem real.
Yes, when you'll say to me, "It didn't seem real," I'll go, "Why? How come this was done?" "Well, it didn't seem real." Explain that to me.
So it's up to a certain point, if things are conjecture, mm-hmm. even if they stop being conjecture and are now planned out and everything, mm-hmm. it's still conjecture in my head. Like, it doesn't... it's still very nebulous and very very difficult for me to grasp that, hey, this is actually going to happen.
How could we have said it differently to you to make it feel like it was going to happen?
One thing that I think was different about it was that you and Dad never pushed for a yes or no answer.
Okay.
You allowed me to, I think the term is waffle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's the right word or not. But
Yeah, it works.
okay. And just give wishy-washy answers and stuff. Because I didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah. It seemed like that, and it seems like you were still processing what it is that you needed to do.
Right.
And we had conversations about this many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
So that this is an opportunity. What does that look like? And
Right.
what does that mean?
Right.
You know, went through all the steps of you will need to, you know, your stuff would be there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be where you lived.
Mm-hmm.
We're what, just a few minutes away from each other at this point.
Yeah.
But you come over, you can, you can stay the night when you want to. You can come over, I've called you and told you, hey, I'm making this for dinner. If you want to, come over.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we even talked about the positives and the potential negatives
Mm-hmm.
about you being there on your own, and how the important aspect of this is, let's see what you can do.
Right.
Instead of us being stuck in the same situation that we've been in that makes it feel like we're not going anywhere.
Right.
Let's see what you can do.
Okay.
And, let's see how, give us a chance to just live on our own for the first time in, forever.
Yeah.
And
33 years.
although I will have to say this, 33 years. That's funny, yes. Yes. So I think that was the reason that we went ahead with it, and it felt a little bit to me kind of scary.
Yeah.
And you seemed a bit nervous about it at first. Are you settled in with it now more? Have you...
A little bit more, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still some things that need to be ironed out and everything, but for the most part, it seems like it's going to work out okay.
Well, I do think that it's important for you to be able to stay on track of the things that you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that there was a move and there was an awful lot going on with Nana being so sick and pups, and you've been sick for a month and just all of that, so I get it. But the day for you to start online college
passed
was a few days ago.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Right.
And I really do think that it's okay if you don't want to go. It needs to be your decision.
Right.
And I don't know how to help you with that.
Let me clarify something real quick.
Okay.
The 10 or 12 week course, I think it's a 12-week course of it, started.
Mm-hmm.
The 8-week and 6-week courses start really soon. I do not want to do the shortened courses.
Okay. All right, because it's too intense?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay. If then that would mean not starting until like summer.
Right.
But the summer
is
I
like
usually
May.
Summer usually those are accelerated courses as well.
It's 10 week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of 12, it's 10 week.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. But I just think it's time with this with you living on your own, I think it's super important that you say something if you get to a point where you're needing some help. It's also important that you have something to keep you on track.
Right.
Which has been difficult the whole time. I'm not excuse me, putting my 2 cents in there on how you do that, because
it's not,
in my opinion, hasn't helped so far.
it has. It's more along the lines of bouncing ideas off of me, though.
Well, we've tried some pretty concrete systems.
Yes.
Through the years.
Yes.
One thing is to have something on a calendar, which I've told you before. I can't function without a calendar.
Right.
I have down there, I look at my calendar every single morning to know what I have coming up.
Right.
And if I didn't have it, I would miss things.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's something that you can... what I'm saying is something has to help you stay on task. The problem is that if you have no task,
yeah,
that's not a good thing either.
Right.
So, I was not going to say anything about this, but you want to get a job?
Eventually, yeah.
I mean, I know of a job you could get right now pretty easy, because your sister just started a company.
What?
Mm-hmm. She opened a company. And
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. So, you could be a painter.
Oh.
So, if you feel like that, she asked me about you this morning. She asked me about if I thought that you would, enjoy doing that, or if that would be something you might be interested in. And I thought, well, why not? Just a couple days a week.
Right.
So anyway, talk to her about that. See what you think.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a little bit like in uncharted territory here, because it's just different.
Yeah.
And it sort of feels to me like, well, if you can live on your own, anything's possible.
Right.
Anything is.
Right.
So, okay, so getting back to this though, what is not working?
Huh. In regards to the
move.
To the move.
Yeah, so you're living on your own.
It's not motivation per se. It's kind of like you were saying, finding stuff to do.
Yeah.
Because I still have stuff that I need to move down there. So that one is motivation, I think.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's just I'm not really doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm cleaning stuff.
What? You're cleaning stuff?
Like dishes and stuff.
Okay.
And clothes.
Okay. I thought you were saying like you were cleaning the house, like you were sweeping and mopping and...
What, are you crazy? No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I probably could. I don't even know if there's a vacuum there, though.
I think there is.
Probably is.
I think it's in RJ's closet.
Okay. That's a scary place.
I don't know.
No, but it's... You asked me what is not working.
Yes.
Okay. Remembering to do all the stuff I need to do is very difficult for me, especially right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have someone there to direct and prompt me.
Mm-hmm. So could you make this is the very thing.
Yeah.
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
This thing right here has always been the thing that has been so hard.
Yeah.
To find a way for you to stay on track, to stay on task.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to do? I'm saying that's what a life skills person could help you with.
Oh.
That's what they help you with.
Oh.
Instead of me, your entire life going, get up and do this, go and do that. Or we've tried alarms, we've tried the calendars, we've tried to-do lists.
Yeah.
I've asked you to...
There's chore charts, there's all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the only one that I really remember even vaguely working was one of the first ones. And that was whenever I'd get points or whatever for doing certain things.
Yeah.
And then I could cash them in for different activities or something.
Right.
Like going to the movies or something like that.
Yep.
Because that was tangible.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that working for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened about it, but that one just really, because it had a tangible outcome.
Mm-hmm. Right. It was clear cut.
Yeah.
You do this, you get this many points.
Yeah.
Once you get this many points, you get to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well,
I can't really do that now, but
well, you could for yourself, but I guess that once the movies open back up,
they're already open.
Are they?
They've been open.
How?
I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're open.
Man,
I've been getting emails from them.
Wow, I haven't had fun in so long. Just going out and I miss it. I miss being able to go out and do stuff and gigs and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that is the thing that I had been concerned about. That very thing that you just said. On how are you going to stay on track? How are you going to,
right.
accomplish what you need to accomplish?
Right.
What you have said in the past is that when you don't have anything to do, it's hard to stay on track because you don't have anything to do.
Right.
And I know that I've heard that by a lot of people that work at an office, and then when they retire, they're like, I don't even know what day it is, because they don't have anything to base it on. When I was working, when I was doing stand-up every single weekend and, during the weekend, what have you, I could tell you, if we were talking months away, I could tell you what day of the week a date was.
Right.
Because I already had it planned out. You know what I mean? Like I already had gigs around that. So I'm always looking at a calendar. I always know, and now I don't know when anything is.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny? Is that whenever Haley's birthday comes up, I then know what day of the week my birthday is.
Really?
Yeah, because it's the same day of the week.
Oh, always?
Always.
Oh.
And,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I know that I was born on a Sunday.
Okay.
So it's like, that's cool.
You were born,
Which makes sense, because I'd want to start at the very beginning, you know what I mean?
You got here so, yeah, right. You got here so early. Yeah, you're right, because, on a Saturday night, there was a big baby shower for me that your Aunt Carol threw, and it was so fun. It was just, oh my gosh, it was a blast.
Oh, cool.
And that night, 5 weeks early.
Oh my gosh.
You weren't supposed to be there yet.
Wow.
But 5 weeks early.
Well, at least you got to have a birthday shower beforehand.
A birthday shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Baby shower.
Baby shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said birthday shower, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, it was your birthday the next day. So, yeah. So, yeah, you're right. It was on a Sunday. But I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, it's only been within the last month or so that I've able to remember that. because I made the connection. Hey, I started at the beginning of the week. So.
Well, this thing, sorry, I stepped on you. This thing about you staying on track and on task, and whether it's a calendar or lists or whatever it is that you do, that has been the thing that I've been concerned about, your whole life.
Yeah.
How are you going to go live on your own? Because you have a very difficult time staying on task. How are you going to accomplish something?
Right.
I do understand that when there's not a lot that you're doing, it's kind of hard for you to stay on task.
Right.
It's only been a week, so I think the fact that you're doing your laundry, that's pretty cool. We'll figure out the dosage of your medication. You're feeling okay with that dosage, though, right? You're not feeling sick or...
No, I'm not feeling sick at all.
Now, when you're awake, after you're up, are you still feeling kind of groggy or anything?
No.
So, okay. It's just that you're really tired and you sleep later.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know that that's the medicine?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's what the whenever I actually picked up the medicine, the not nurse practitioner, but whatever she is,
Psychiatrist.
No, who counts out the medicine pills.
Oh, pharmacist.
That's the term. Yeah. The pharmacist asked me, "Hey, have you ever been on this medication before?" I said no. And so she described the different side effects and things like that to me. And she said the major one is that it can really make you drowsy. And so she recommended that I take it at night if I really got drowsy about it.
Right.
Because it was just saying take it once a day. So she recommended taking it at night. Start it in the morning, and if it doesn't work like that, take it at night.
So okay, so you're having about 5 hours until you go to sleep after you take it? 5
4.
Hours? So you take it at...
I would take it at 6:30 or so.
Okay, got it.
And then I'd be asleep by 10:30.
Okay. All right, so just bump it up, and see how that goes. But we'll talk to her and see if that needs to be adjusted. Anything that you need over there? Anything that you are concerned about?
I'm glad I didn't get a therapy dog because there's already 2 there.
Yeah. Do you like having those dogs there, your companions, during the week?
Yeah. They sometimes they drive me a little bit bonkers, but it's nice having them there, so I'm not alone.
Well, I like it that we're just right down the road, so I get to see you and talk to you all the time, and so it's not like we just bailed. See ya. Yeah. It is really strange. It's taken some getting used to, but yeah. So okay. Anything else that you want to say about it?
No.
You happy you did it?
I am. Okay. You mean the change in medicine?
Moving in with RJ.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give it a little bit more time. I'll talk to you about it again probably in a couple weeks. See how you're doing.
Okay.
But I think that it's important that you get help with staying on task.
Right.
And I do understand if there's no task, why are you going to stay on them?
Right.
But all right.
So I think whenever you ask me that again, at that point we can talk about possibly needing a
life skills.
Yes.
I don't know if they're called therapist or coach or what. I don't know.
Right. But we can see about getting one of those if I need one then.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You can check us out, SonyaKing.com. It's SONYAKING. And I write a blog that goes along with this all the time. And every week, please give us 5 stars. That would be awesome.
Yeah. And helps us get seen better.
Yep. We'll talk to you next week. Love you.
Bye.